Hello there. Welcome to White Mist Creative Studios. For we are but a vapor, so create with all your essence. Today we're going to talk about a few questions that you might have about me and my art. So let's kick back and relax and talk about that. So, some of you might be asking, what statement am I making, or do I desire to make through the things that I create? When I create with God. Either His gentle presence is there accompanying me, or He's giving me input and direction on what to create, how to create, or what message He wants to release. So it's a cooperative effort. And so the statement that I'm making, or that I desire to make through my art, would be this. I desire to create art that causes people to encounter the presence of God. Through the abstract I believe that the Spirit can connect wordlessly through art that I create, or that is created. I believe that abstract concepts can speak to us in our spirit and cause us to perceive something deeper and have that spiritual connection with the message that God is pouring out to each person. And, I feel like that can be different for every person. That I might look at one piece and somebody else might look at the same piece and get two completely different messages through it. And that happens a lot in the abstract world. It's my heart that my art be a message, shining a beacon of hope and light into the homes of those who purchase it, or into the lives of those who view it. Next question, and I hope I answered that adequately. I feel like I should give an example though. Give me just a second here. This piece, for example. It's a new piece that I just finished not too long ago. And as I created this, because I create with God, I don't always know the message that's going to be released until the final outcome. It's very adventurous creating with the Lord. And especially in fluid art, with acrylic pouring, you might have a concept in mind at first, and definitely colors speak of certain things. You know, for example, the blue in this, it speaks of the heavenlies. It speaks of revelation. Purple is royalty. It's ruling and reigning. It's judicial governance and you know, not letting things take you over, but you take in charge of your own life as well. And not like you taking charge of your own life, but ruling and reigning with God, and not letting life overtake you, but you conquering, because through him we overwhelmingly conquer. We're more than conquerors in Christ. And so the gold in here is God's glory in this place. I feel like that looks like a land, you know, like it could be a field of gold, you know. And this piece ended up speaking to me about the downpour, and how in the downpour of his spirit we receive revelation, we receive refreshing, we are restored, we recover things that have been lost. And that's kind of what I feel like this piece is speaking. And so it's my desire that I create pieces that cause people to encounter God and his spirit and have a deeper relationship with the Creator himself. What is my story? I think that's a really interesting question, and it's very broad. So I'm going to focus in on, you know, the bare details. Trying to frame that up is interesting. So in 2013, I was born again, and I'm a follower of Yeshua, or Jesus as we call him in English. And through that relationship with him, he began to open up to me a world of creation, where I could create with him. And I never thought that would be the path that my life would take. Well, I have, you know, a love for all the arts. I never really honed in on art as my primary expression of the creativity that God has placed within me. I'm more of a music lover, honestly, and you know, I'm trying to write some of the songs that the Lord places within my spirit, which that hasn't gone very well, but I feel like that in 2018, I began to do acrylic pouring, and through that journey, some of the fear that I find when I'm creating has gone. I've grown to trust the Lord more, and creating with God has been very interesting. I've painted things that I didn't know I could do, and I think that it has destroyed some limiting mindsets, because I now know if he wants me to do something, together we can do it. And part of the reason that I'm called to be an artist is not only to create art, but to help other artists learn how to create with God, learn how to build that relationship where they discover that he can show them things and teach them things on how to create and give them joy in the process that they've never known before. You know, I've only been creating since late 2018, acrylic pouring works, and before that my background in art was very limited with a couple of high school classes, and I feel that there'll be more in that vein to come as I grow as an artist first. The Lord is growing me first as an artist so that I have something, you know, trying to reword this. I feel the Lord's gonna grow me as an artist first for a while, mature me as an artist and develop my voice as an artist before he leads me into a lot of working with other artists to help them create with God and encounter God in their art. I think that people do encounter God in their art and they just don't understand that it's his presence. I think that a lot of artists find that place of divine peace when they create, but you know, due to their personal story and, you know, their own relationship with God or lack of relationship with God, they may not understand how to come into that relationship and to perceive him. And so it's my heart to do that. So that's part of my story as an artist that's not fully developed yet, that I think will come later on in the years. So the next question is, how did I come to create? I'm gonna make art now. How did that happen? And it's really interesting. I binge watched YouTube art videos of acrylic pouring after I discovered acrylic pouring, that it was even a thing, through one of those stupid satisfying videos that aren't satisfying at all. And I saw all the, like, they mushed their hands in slime and cut foam looking stuff, but one of the things that they did was they included clips of acrylic pouring, because it is very satisfying to watch paint get poured out. I do find that satisfying. And so I was like, well, I don't care about the rest of that stuff, but what's that? And so I found out what it was by Googling, what's that liquid they pour out in the satisfying videos? And then I binge watched art videos for 3 years. I mean, literally, I would be up till 3 o'clock at night just consuming these acrylic pouring videos. At first, there were just more shots of them pouring it out, and it gradually progressed as I started watching tutorials. And, you know, at first I thought, oh, I could never do that. That's too high and mighty for me, or, you know, I didn't really say it like that, but, like, I just thought that's, oh, they must be really skilled, and they are. Don't get me wrong, they are. But I just thought it was out of reach for me. And the more I watched tutorials, the more I thought, oh, well, maybe I could do this. but I had the price lie that it was too expensive. I'd never be able to afford it. Oh, maybe I could do it, but I could never afford to buy the materials needed. And Mixed Media Girl is one of my favorite teachers. She's really good at teaching. I have received so much instruction from her, as well as others, many others, and I could pump that list out to you, but I feel like she's the one who made me believe that I could do it, you know, that it wasn't beyond my reach. And that's also how the lie that it was too expensive got broken. It's an interesting story. I was watching a video where she was on vacation. And she was on vacation and she could not take her paints on the plane. You know, they won't let you have anything over 3 ounces. That's, you know, not very big. And so she went to the Dollar Tree and bought all of her supplies for that video for under $20. And then she looked dead into the camera and said, "Don't tell me that you can't afford acrylic pouring, because I just bought all this stuff at the Dollar Tree for under $20. Everything." And she didn't say everything at the end, but anyway. And so I was instantly convicted. And at that time, I had $10 extra a week that I just was blowing anyway. And so I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go buy the first half and then I'll go buy the second half. And I did. And I started pouring in November of 2018 because I felt like that was the Lord encouraging me through her, you know. Don't discount the Lord encouraging you through people, because He does, you know, without them even being aware that they might be an encouraging person, but they may not be aware that it's the Lord directing you. That's what I mean by sometimes people don't perceive the Lord. They don't understand that He's always speaking. He's always in constant communication with us. So the last question I'm going to answer for today, just so this video doesn't go on forever. I have no idea how long it is, and I've got a lot of stuff to do today. But the next question that I'm going to answer is, what does your motto, "For we are but a vapor, so create with all your essence," mean to you? And I made that motto because I believe that when I recognize that, you know, my name is Misty, so I've always been aware that my life is like a vapor. It's here and then it'll be gone one day. And I want to leave a legacy. I want to leave a mark. I want to create something that stands the test of time, you know, and pass on a heritage of life and beauty. And so, you know, recognizing that my time is short, you know, I almost died when I lost my arm, and I realized when I lost my arm how much I wasn't doing with both of my arms, and I decided that I wasn't going to waste any more time. Well, at that time, for me, that wasn't doing good things, but I started working on, you know, creating different things back then that never came to fruition because I was a drug addict, and nothing that you try to do when you're a drug addict comes to fruition, or at least it didn't for me. That was my story. I couldn't, you know, beyond having the dog farm, I couldn't create a thing. Yeah, I used to raise dogs, but so I made this motto, or whatever you would call it. I made this so that we would understand, that I would understand and pass that on, hopefully, that our time is short, our life is a vapor, and so we need to create with everything that's in us. We need to pour it out. We need to not hold back. We need to, grab a hold of things and not let them pass us by due to, thinking we have more time, or I'll get to it one day, or being afraid. We shouldn't let fear keep us from pouring out all that's within us. And as we begin to choose to step boldly into the unknown, as it were, we find that God placed things within us that we didn't know were there. I didn't know this was in me. I had no idea. And so I want to encourage you that you don't know what's in you. You may think that your life is going a certain course, and that may be the course for your life, but the Lord has placed gifts within us that we've never unwrapped. We unwrapped some of them, and other ones we thought, I'm not good enough, and we shut it down. If I listened to that lie, oh, I'm not good enough, the first few pours, I would have never ended up creating this or any of the other many works that I've done. I would have never won Best of Theme at Verdant, the art show at Art Central that I won a prize at. I would have never been in a gallery, and so part of, the motto, create with all your essence, means don't hold back, pour yourself out so that you can bless someone else and bless your family, bless your life, and so, yeah, I think that's all I have time for today. And I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you've enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe. That's one way that you can help get the message out there. Algorithms, right? And so just click like and subscribe and share it with your friends. Thank you.